Thank you Soundcore by Anchor Indonesia for sponsoring this video. This new Liberty 5 marks the end of the long-running Liberty 4 series, and a quick TLDR, it brings the performance level of the Liberty 4 Pro down slightly in price point and focuses on all the basics, the ANC, the controls, the battery life, and not to forget the microphone that's just pure magic. We're going through all that soon, so sit back, relax, and let's get started. Selamat pagi. Good morning everyone, Kenneth here and welcome to my Soundcore Liberty 5 product showcase. As always, transparency is very important, so yes, this video is sponsored and yes, I gave a review copy for approval, but rest assured everything is my own honest opinion, otherwise I won't do it. So, I hope this video will still be helpful, full disclosure is in the description, and let's get started with the most important thing, the sound quality. So first things first, when talking about Soundcore, they love bass, and that definitely didn't change here. But for the first time ever, I can finally show you the measurements of the sound signature together with the key EQs in the Soundcore app. As you can see, they're definitely bassy. It's just the loudness in different parts are different. Though there is still that huge 200 Hz dip, which you might question a lot. I would say it doesn't affect the overall sound too much. They still sound fine, and you can always turn it up in the EQ if needed. Anyway, let's move on to the next graph here, which is what happens if I try to make my preferred sound EQ, and you'll see that I lowered the bass, then added a bit more upper mid for personal preference, though for some songs I might tone this upper frequencies down because it can get too bright. So I actually have two EQs that I can share and I'll be using them for comparison moving forward. Feel free to copy and adjust as you like. So first, let's compare it to my top ANC recommendation around $100, the Earfun Air Pro 4, which I remember was very neck and neck with the amazing Liberty 4 NC, just a slight edge on the feature side. So how does the new Liberty 5 stacks up? Firstly, the volume is a good 2 clicks louder here than in songs like Discord by QWER. My less bright EQ sounds similar to Earfun's default EQ, which follows the Harman curve very closely. Just the Liberty 5 has that slight V-shapedness to it, and since I like more upper mid presence, I actually quite prefer it. Moving on to my brighter Ken EQ, the dynamic nature of the sound actually surprised me in a few songs. On the Ground by Rose is one example where I went oof for the bass. I'm not talking about the chorus, just the humble pre-chorus with bass lines coming in. Then the slight fill-ins in between are very nice to listen to, of course, with Rose's vocal coming in crisp and clear. Another song with similar feel is The Chase by Heart to Hearts. To be honest, I listened to this song a lot through TV and public speakers, so I wasn't too impressed. Sorry, Heart to Hearts fan out there. But the Liberty 5 reveals a super deep sub-bass rumble in the intro, and I was like, wow! These are the kinds of songs that Soundcores always excel at, aside from the obvious EDM and pop, of course. And when you can really feel the bass, it felt pretty awesome. Another thing I wanted to touch on is Dolby Audio, which is spatial audio, but with Dolby's expertise. And I can actually categorize this as a fun feature because it follows whatever EQ you're in, which is great. So if you got a custom EQ like I do, it will spatialize that EQ. And actually the music mode isn't half bad. It makes the soundstage slightly open up without messing up with the tuning. The only thing is the vocal takes a step back. Then the podcast mode basically takes off a ton of low end so you can hear vocals clearly, and the movie mode is similar to music but expands the soundstage even further. So sound quality wise, I don't think you should worry about the one dynamic driver here. Just like Liberty 4 NC, this still sounds very fun, and soundstage wise, it's more on the intimate side compared to the Liberty 4 Pro that's slightly more spacious. And for my fellow Indonesian, you can buy these at Anchor Indonesia's official store on Shopee, Tokopedia, and TikTok Shop. They have 18 months warranty for extra peace of mind, plus only until 7th of June, you will get a free Anchor 10,000 mAh power bank with every Liberty 5 purchase, which will be around 1 million rupiah. So don't miss out on that. Check out the links in the description. I think that's a pretty great deal. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you appreciate this video, and let's move on to the ANC and transparency. Now, personally, I think ANC is the biggest upgrade compared to its predecessors. You're getting the new adaptive ANC 3.0, which is the same tech as Liberty 4 Pro. It adjusts ANC every 0.3 seconds, and it also has an all-new S-Tube system them to reduce more vocal noise, making it significantly quieter than the Earphone Air Pro 4 without any hissing noise or excessive in-ear pressure. Also, since the ANC is very strong, you can adjust from level 1 to 5 in the app. Then, speaking of transparency, I think it's as good as it gets. The voice comes out natural, the loudness is just like wearing nothing, and the best part is there's a setting where transparency is automatically turned on during phone calls, which is low-key my favorite feature, finally. Surprisingly, pressure relief is also pretty good, which is a step in the right direction, following the best like Apple AirPods Pro 2, Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pros. One thing I wish Soundcore would implement is automatically switching to transparency mode when one earbud is taken out during ANC, as at the moment it only returns to normal mode. But aside from that, there is wind noise reduction in both ANC and transparency, which is off by default because they will consume more battery for continuous detection, so only use it when needed. Touching some more features in the Soundcore app, we got the latest Hear ID system, which is basically assessing your hearing capabilities and adjust the EQ accordingly. Then a gaming mode toggle only in the app again, which locks the EQ to a more bassy and spacious-ish tuning. It also lowered latency from the standard 330 milliseconds to around 220 milliseconds, which is good enough for most gaming sessions. And last but not least, you also got multi-point setting where you can switch devices easily from the app. So let's talk build quality. And as usual, Soundcore stuff always come out very well built. Since it follows the Liberty 4 design, the earbuds are smaller than 4NC and it has more reliable pinch controls as opposed to touch controls. Despite the size though, battery life has been improved to 12 hours with ANC off and 8 hours with ANC on. Then you get 3 more charges inside this wireless charging case. Pretty damn fantastic if I might say myself, as you can throw everything including LDAC, ANC on, and you will still have comfortable battery life to last a music or movie session. One tip I can share is since you cannot customize the pinch sensitivity here, I found pinching at the end of the stem to be the easiest position to trigger it. And since there's no swipe control for volume here, you have to assign it to one of the customizable 1, 2, 3, and hold pinch gestures. The earbuds design is tried and true at this point. It's basically the same mold as the Liberties that came before it, and most likely it'll fit you well. It's got IP55 rating, so dust and water resistant as long as you don't submerge it. And I love that the ear tips has its own silicone mesh inside to protect from earwax. Though if I could nitpick, I kind of miss the beautiful metal mesh cutting on the earbud side. And Soundcore is basically the only one that does it, but again, it's a nitpick, so don't mind me there. Next up is the signature sliding case that sounds like this. Very easy to take the earbuds in and out. It supports wireless charging, like I said, has a convenient pairing button on the inside, and an LED strip to tell you the battery level and stuff. Just one thing is if you opt for the white color like I do, you have to be very careful because things can rub and leave marks. Fortunately, so far I can easily wipe them off, but there are also other colors like black, navy blue, gold, and apricot pink for you to choose from, which should be more resistant to this. Finally, the Bluetooth 5.4 connectivity has been solid, which passed my second floor test pretty well. I put my phone on the first floor, went up to the studio without a single cutout. Only when I went to the bedroom beside me that it starts to stutter. Then yeah, last but not least, the microphone here definitely surprised me. It's pretty darn amazing, especially with the new wind cancelling algorithm. So let's check out the mic test right now. All right, welcome to the microphone test, everyone. Here we are with the Soundcore Liberty 5. And what do you think of the sound quality? Right now, we are outside with a little bit of road noise. It's not too busy, as you can see here. There are still some cars and motorbikes passing by, so you should see how this performs. Also, what I cannot replicate at home is a little bit of wind noise blowing at my face. Just a tiny bit right now. But yeah, let's move on to the iPhone microphone now, and we'll see how it performs. Okay, so here we are switched to the iPhone microphone, the exact same condition as before. What do you think of the sound quality of the Soundcore Liberty 5? I think it's a given that this will perform very, very well for online calls and meetings and stuff like that. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Here are more videos if you want to check out more reviews from me. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the affiliate links on Kenneth, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.